Hi everyone, hope you're well. It always starts recording instantly on this, which I'm not quite used to. There's a bit of a pause there. Today is Wednesday the 5th of June. I hope you are well. So I've got a couple of things to talk about today. I haven't really been up to a lot today apart from playing Scrolls all day, which is really fun because I think it's worthwhile because I'm gaining ranks quite quickly. And I'm just looking at the ranking pages on Scrolls Guide. I've seen a couple of people play a few games and then go, "Oh, I'm rank 93. That's not your rank. That's your rating." And you want to you can't collect rating points the more you win. And I'm on about 1,156, and that's put me in at rank 210 at the time that I'm recording this. However, it seems to be shifting all the time at the moment. I figure as people play more and more and more, it will start to kind of even out. And at the moment, it's the first couple of days, so there's this big rush. So I've gone from about, I think I was around 400 this morning, and I've played for, I don't know, 5 hours maybe total today. And I've climbed to 210, so I'd really like to get into the top 100 and then maybe even further, we'll see. And I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I've got a lot of spare time to kind of dedicate to it. And if it's something that would then be viable for doing videos of, and I can actually say, hey, I'm a top however many player, I don't want to sort of I don't want to jinx it. I'll just see how it goes, see how far I can get. But I am open. I've been playing it quite a lot already in alpha, so it's not completely alien to me. And I don't know the game inside out, but I feel like I'm in a good position to now learn the game inside out. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'll keep on playing. I'll see how it goes. And either way, it's really fun. So and I can afford to spend a bit of time on it. I've just kind of decided that's what I'll do today. So I edited all those videos yesterday, so I thought I'll take a little bit of a break today. Been reading a bit of Game of Thrones as well still, or Song of Ice and Fire rather. And that's kind of all I did today. I went for my walk as well. It was really sunny. That's, as it always is at the moment, so that's good. And a couple of things I thought I would talk about. My monitor has frozen, however, so I don't know how long this video is so far, but I'm guessing about maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So let's see. The other thing I was thinking about was, firstly, in this internet age, if you have access to the internet, you basically have access to all the information for nearly more or less anything that you want. And if you learn to teach yourself things, then which is essentially just learning to read, and I don't mean just the physical act of reading, but the ability to actually enjoy reading long, reading a lot, basically, rather than feeling like reading itself is a task. I think it's important to just get yourself to a point in life where the actual act of reading itself isn't the hard bit. The act of understanding something complicated is the hard bit. And I think a lot of people see reading itself as a barrier, they don't enjoy reading words in large quantity, full stop. And so I advise everyone to learn to read, because I see so many people, for example, programming all the time, especially following Minecraft a lot on Twitter, people tweeting Notch and Jeb so much, especially in the early days, saying oh, how do I learn to program? And every time they're just read a book about programming, because it is that simple. And I think a lot of people go and study it at uni, which is great as well. But I'm pretty sure if you study at a uni, it still involves basically reading the same books, so if you're as a kid and you want to teach yourself, which is what I did when I was younger, it is just a case of just reading a whole bunch of stuff and reading. And nowadays it's even easier because there's like online tutorials and stuff. So, read those or watch videos of that. Anyway, the basic point that I wanted to talk about was the idea that if you can learn to teach yourself things, then you can basically teach yourself anything if you have access to the internet within reason. And so I was just thinking how great it is, and what I've actually put. So basically everything then just comes down to how you spend your time. So today maybe isn't the best day because I have spent all day playing Scrolls, but I'm hoping that Scrolls might be a viable video option in the future. So I want to get really good at it so that I have something useful to say about the game so that I can make quality informative videos. I also had a whole thing about arguing on the internet I was thinking about, and how talking about, how to manage your time on the internet, how arguing on the internet is an absolute waste of time. Number one, absolute bottom line, because it doesn't achieve anything. And I think that with arguing a lot in general, like if I think someone's wrong, the older I get, the more, when I think someone's just stupid and wrong, I just, and I'm pretty certain about it, or I'm just pretty certain about where I stand, I don't bother arguing with them. I just I can't be bothered to deal with them. And it's that simple. And sometimes it's more something that's open to interpretation anyway. So it's like, sometimes it's a subject where there is no right or wrong, but I just, my thoughts and emotions don't agree with their thoughts and emotions. And in those cases, even more so, I don't see the point of discussing it, because most things I think are way too much about stuff. And so most things I'm pretty certain about my opinions on certain things. And if someone disagrees, especially if a subject's just come up because it's current or something, and suddenly people suddenly have an opinion off the top of their heads, then it's like, I can't, I don't really have time to explain to them why I think what I think and all of that business. So anyway, but so it's a waste of time in my opinion. And the other thing about arguing on the internet, I think, is I was thinking about it a lot recently because I was listening to a lot of Jay-Z, and I've forgotten what track it is, but there's one lyric where he says, "A wise man once told me, don't argue with fools," and that really resonated with me. And then I didn't realise the next bit, the rest of the line is, because people from a distance can't tell who is who, right? And what that means is basically, if you're arguing with someone, even if they are a complete, undisputed moron, and they're completely wrong, like they're saying 2 + 2 = 5 or something, and you're saying no, 2 + 2 = 4, somebody from a distance can't tell who's who just means somebody who's not involved with an argument, who sees you arguing, just sees two people arguing. They don't know who's right. They just think, oh, those two angry people are arguing with each other. And and I think anger does come into it a lot. And being an angry person doesn't really make your life better. And sometimes it's better to just move on and forget about something than it is to obsess over something and argue about it on the internet as if it's really important. And a lot of the stuff I see is like in YouTube comments and gaming news and stuff, and a lot of people, so it's all about computer games, which just makes it seem even more ridiculous. And it's just something that kind of tires me about the internet, seeing all people arguing with each other all the time. Anyway, I think this video is still recording. I'll leave it there for today, so I don't really have anything else to say. I'm going to watch The Apprentice and play tons more Scrolls and see if I can get into the top 100. So I'll probably, if I do, I'll most likely be tweeting about it. Go watch my banana videos if you haven't already. I presume everyone who watches these videos has already, but I need to tweet those videos out a bit more to try and get more people to realise that my other channel exists. And I will see you later.